You're about to leave reality and enter the world of fantasy sports.
And now, from the Sports Center in East Hampton, New York.
Sports! Hello there and welcome to Sports Talk, make fantasy sports into a reality. I'm your host, Rob Shaw. We're talking some fantasy football. For other fantasy football insight, you can check out youtube.com/fanalist or always visit us right here at shports.com. That's shports.com. And that's where we're going to offer you your Sports Talk stock report to discuss the players moving up in value as well as those you should cut your losses with. And the first player to discuss on the Bowl Report, you really wouldn't identify them based on the statistics this year considering how bad they are compared to last year, and that is wide receiver Reggie Williams of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now the big wideout had 10 touchdowns last year in what was truly a breakout year. This offseason, he struggled a bit at staying in shape, comes back, and suddenly he loses his job to, of all people, Matt Jones, a player who was involved in a drug bust during the offseason in Arkansas. So what happens now? Well, Jones will be suspended because of that for 3 games. In the meantime, Reggie Williams will have an opportunity to get that job right back. He's coming off a pretty good start. He got 42 yards and a touchdown this past weekend, only touchdown so far in the season. Matt Jones, meanwhile, was fantastic with over 100 yards and a touchdown as well. So the point is that role does offer some fantasy value, and Reggie Williams will now take care of that role. Look for him to have the same rapport he had last year with David Garrard. This is a team that's currently struggling to move the ball on the ground, so of all people, Reggie Williams is one guy who should be moving up in value within the next couple of weeks. All right, next up, as far as moving down with value, there's no question about it. Staying with the Jaguars, Maurice Jones-Drew. What happened to that running game, you have to wonder. Now, this guy's not exactly a Fred Taylor. He's more of a Reggie Bush type running back. He's a playmaker. Find ways to get him the ball. Usually you're able to throw it to him, and sometimes you do give it to him from the backfield. The problem is usually he is pretty capable from the backfield. Not the case this year. In fact, only in 7 games, he has rushed for fewer than 35 rushing yards. He does have a bunch of touchdowns, but so far he's been not getting the consistency that you want from a player you likely drafted in the 2nd or 3rd round of your fantasy draft. So that being said, you cannot rely on Maurice Jones-Drew. You might want to consider trading him. You don't want to drop him, but you might want to consider either trading him or simply benching him for someone who will give you more consistent production, because right now this is not the type of player who can carry you week to week in fantasy football. And finally, as far as the traders report, one guy I would recommend trading for is Lee Evans. That's a starting wide receiver for the Buffalo Bills. Now last year was a mess for the team in general as well. The fact is they have J.P. Losman as their starting quarterback in the beginning of the year. He gets injured. They throw a rookie, Trent Edwards, out there. The team struggled. Lee Evans, who is coming off a fantastic 06 season, really struggled last year to fulfill the numbers we expected. This year, well, expectations are low. The production has been extremely high. He currently ranks 6th in the league when it comes to yards receiving. This is a guy who's been very capable, over 85 yards in 3 consecutive weeks. He's very capable of putting up big numbers. He gets you touchdowns too. He already has 3 so far this season. The point I'm making is very simple. Lee Evans is now once again an elite wide receiver. It's time to start treating him that way. I recommend trading for him if you're a team that has maybe a Torrey Holt, a Chad Johnson, someone who's supposed to be that player and has disappointed thus far this season. So Lee Evans right now, certainly one of the more reliable wide receivers in my mind, an elite wideout in the NFL. My friends, there's plenty of fantasy news breaking every day. We have all that covered at shports.com. Also more fantasy football insight. Again, check out youtube.com/fanalist. Until we meet again, may the sports be with you.